What's up, everybody? I have some breaking news for you this morning. Around 1 a.m., we received a call from Arman Tsarukyan, who informed us that he was experiencing significant back pain due to the injury. He feels like he is not healthy enough to compete. So, he is out of the fight.
Alright, so recently Arman Tsarukyan has been getting a lot of hate. It started when he initially pulled out at UFC 311, but all of that kind of got reignited when Dana White supposedly revealed that he missed weight at UFC 311. But it's been about 6 months. The UFC has punished him, the fans have clowned on him, other lightweights have clowned on him. I think that it's time to let it go. Alright, so where this all started at UFC 311, Islam Makhachev versus Arman Tsarukyan was announced, and this was kind of regarded as like the highest level matchup of all time. There was a lot of hype around this one. Then one day before the fight happens, Arman pulls out with a back injury, and he faced a lot of backlash for this, with a lot of fans speculating what was the real reason behind the pullout, whether it was steroids, getting pegged by Nina Drama, or maybe even a weight miss. But it wasn't really too clear based off what the UFC was saying, mainly because Dana was being pretty weird about it. He seemed really mad at Arman at the press conference.
Arman Tsarukyan, what do you do with him at this point? I mean, do you automatically rebook him in the next title fight? Do you go back to the drawing board?
No, he's going back to the drawing board. I don't want anybody to ever fight hurt, ever. We've been in these positions before. Went down there with the doctor. Went down there with Heather from the PI, who is, you can ask any fighter or anybody else. She's the best in the world, and you miss opportunities sometimes, and he did. So we'll see how this plays out for him next year.
It just seemed pretty strange at the time, but nothing really came of it until recently at the UFC 317 press conference, where Dana White supposedly revealed that the real reason that Arman pulled out was because he missed weight.
Dana,
Yeah.
With Arman Tsarukyan weighing in as the backup, is he getting back in the good graces with you and the...
Well, it's not about getting back in the good graces. It's about, the guy had the opportunity to fight for a title and didn't make weight. It's just, you couldn't fuck up anything worse than that. It's now that he's not fighting for the title and he was here as a backup fighter, he made weight, so it's definitely a step in the right direction.
Now, earlier I said supposedly and put revealed in quotation marks because I'm not too sure if this is Dana just misspeaking because he either forgot or he thinks that the real reason Arman pulled out was because of a weight miss, so he just said that instead. But a lot of people have taken this as him revealing that Arman missed weight, but I'm not really fully convinced by this. I feel like someone else needs to corroborate with this story before people actually start believing in it. But another reason I'm still not fully convinced that that's the truth is because Arman Tsarukyan is still coming out and saying that it was due to a back injury.
Obviously, the fight with Islam didn't happen in Los Angeles as is well documented. Dana said something Saturday, he thought, and I made the same mistake also on the weigh-in show when I said, him stepping on the scale is a big thing considering he missed weight last time. But you did not miss weight last time.
No, I have never ever issue with my weight, and the make the weight is not a hard deal for me. So, and especially how you can miss the weight if you're been waiting for that fight 6 years, and I knew about that fight before 4 months. The worst thing, I overtrained and it hurt my back, especially when I was dehydrated. I hurt my back, and doctors came and checked my back, and they said if you couldn't move, if you couldn't make the weight, just don't do that. So
now, me personally, I do believe Arman here, especially since he hasn't really missed weight before, only one time against Matt Frevola, which was literally 4 years ago. And on top of that, he made weight at UFC 317. But also, like Arman said, why would this guy miss weight for his championship fight? He's making weight at all these other fights, and then he's gonna miss weight for his title fight. That makes no sense. So even if it wasn't the back injury, I really don't think that it was a weight miss.
What do you think when you hear that from me, and then you hear it from Dana, and you're like, oh my God, this is so bad, right? Because you stepping on the scale is a great thing. But then, obviously, I have a big voice in MMA. Obviously, Dana is the voice in MMA. When you hear that, what do you think, as the guy that knows it wasn't a weight issue, it was a medical issue?
I'm mad on the doctors.
Now, for Dana, I do understand why he would be mad at Arman. He pulls out one day before a fight, kind of ruins the whole event, especially for such a big fight as well. Dana probably lost a ton of money. Now, on top of that, Arman Tsarukyan has maxed out his little man syndrome stats, and this fight with Islam got delayed I believe 6 months because he punched the fan at UFC 300. And then he tried to jump Bobby Green during fight week when he was supposed to fight Beneil Dariush. Arman pulled up on Bobby Green, who was all alone with 10 people, and jumped him. And then this guy started smiling like King Von when he found out that Jalen Turner nearly killed Bobby Green. So with all the trouble that Arman has seemed to cause the UFC, I can see why Dana might not like him.
I was super happy when he like when his head was bumping on the canvas.
Mango, 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 mango.
Now, since pulling out at UFC 311, Arman has seemingly only been offered 2 fights. One against Justin Gaethje at UFC 313, which he asked for a catch weight for due to the short notice. And then a main event against Mateusz Gamrot in a rematch. I'm guessing this was the UFC's way of punishing Arman, but this was such a disrespectful matchup. And then you had these people who were like, well, Gamrot's a win over him. He should get that one back. Bro, you would need like a Togi level IQ to genuinely think this.
I'm actually 79!
Now, at the time of this offer, Gamrot wasn't even close to the top 5. Arman says he was like number 10, but I'm not too sure exactly what his rank was at the time. But even right now, coming off a win, he's only number 7. So I can't imagine he was that high when that fight was offered. Because at the time, Mateusz Gamrot was coming off a loss to Dan Hooker. They wanted a number 10, Mateusz Gamrot, coming off a loss to fight the number 1 contender. How is that not like an insanely stupid matchup? I genuinely don't know how anyone can defend that. I mean, that just shows you how genuinely stupid some MMA fans are. Because by this logic of Gamrot has a win over Arman, I mean, you might as well book Islam versus Pantoja. Just give Paul Craig a title shot against Ankalaev. Or just let Ricky Simone fight Marab again, why not? Like, it genuinely makes no sense why Mateusz Gamrot would be fighting up. And on top of all of that, most people consider their first fight a robbery anyway. Like, there is literally no argument to make that fight make any sense. I really feel like if this was anyone else apart from Arman, literally nobody would care. Because obviously Arman is in the right to reject this fight because it makes no sense. Now, apart from the UFC treating Arman like he, I don't know, did a hit and run on a pregnant lady or something like that, a lot of the fans and even other lightweights have been clowning Arman, basically just talking a lot of shit to him. He's been talking shit as well, but it's mainly been like Paddy and Dan Hooker. You had Paddy Pimblett saying that no one cares about Arman, and then you had Dan Hooker saying that Arman is boring and he'd like to fight him. And this whole narrative that Arman is boring, I genuinely don't know where this came from. Like, Arman is a pretty entertaining fighter. He's definitely more entertaining than Paddy Pimblett in my opinion. Maybe not Dan Hooker. I don't know why everyone's calling Arman boring just because he's a grappler. Like, his fight against Gamrot is a classic. His fight with Islam was crazy. And then that fight with Joel Alvarez, I mean, that's probably one of my favorite fights of all time. You know, it's whatever when Dan Hooker calls Arman boring, but it really doesn't make sense when the fans call Arman boring, considering everyone was excited for UFC 311, and a lot of people thought that that was going to be one of the best fights of all time. So I'm not sure why everyone just decided to switch up on him. I feel like all of this hate is just going too far now. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As of making this video, I believe Lucas Tracy put Arman like top 20 or top 30 all time or something, which is pretty funny. I wonder how people will react to that. But yeah, join my Tapology group, follow me on Instagram. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe. Alright.
I have my car, I pull out the lot, I go take a drive on an open road. I think about the things that I want to say and what I really want her to know. I don't want to be too direct and tell her that I love you, but I know I do. Might tell her, baby, I got 2 concert tickets just for me and you, but it's really up to you. I can act like I don't care if you turn me down, but I know I really do. So can I go with you?